Yes, everybody, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Forever United TV. I'm Adam. All of your Manchester United updates here right now this morning live. It's match day and it is going to be a big match day and weekend for Ruben Amorim and in particular a few Manchester United players. I think you know who we're talking about here. We've got updates on Jadon Sancho, Antony, Rasmus Hojlund and what the hell is going on with Ruben Amorim. That embargo version of the press conference last night and what he was saying, he just looks like a bit of a lost man at the moment. The only thing that's going to help Ruben now is results. So yes, we're going to talk a little bit about the game, build up to that at the back end of this live show this morning. But first of all, the mess, the melee, the absolute carnage of Manchester United's outgoings in this transfer window. Starting with Antony. Big update on Mainoo coming up as well, which is very concerning for all Manchester United fans this weekend. But last night was a bit of a mad one. Obviously, if you was with us and you tuned in, it was just show after show after show. The news just continually changed last night and threw everybody out. From Antony going and on a plane to no deal and withdrawn offer from Real Betis. What's going on with that situation? We're going to start with that because just to break it down completely and where we're actually at with everything, the deal was done and then it wasn't done. Apparently, there's a discrepancy around the wage structure and everything on Antony's side of things. This is now all looking towards Antony and what he wants. So, as we said last night with Real Betis, they have agreed in principle, verbally, whatever you want to call it, with Manchester United over a fee for Antony and the transfer. And that was reportedly 25 million with a 50% ownership, 50% sell on, whatever you want to call it. It's that crazy situation that comes about in Spain and Italy that we were speaking about yesterday where you own part of the playoff. Anyway, doesn't matter now because the deal's off the table. So that was there, not agreed. Their statement last night, Real Betis' statement, was quite clear. It came out late last night on the situation. Real Betis cannot afford the transfer fee, they cannot afford the wages, and they cannot afford what Antony wants from Manchester United. So you're thinking, altogether, they can't afford a full package. Fair enough, no problem at all. But why is it taking them so long to come to this? Why is it taking them until 2 days now before the transfer window shuts? Well, Antony's side of things seems to have taken on and taken over control of this transfer now and what's happening with him. Because Antony, when you're looking at this, wants to go to Real Betis. He's held off from all other clubs all the way through the summer, only wants to go to Real Betis. So he's got Manchester United stuck and backed into a corner with this. And that's why United did the deal with Real Betis. But Manchester United, in accepting, first of all, a low ball offer of 25 million, let's not forget, United owe 33 on Antony, and they still need to pay that off. So straight away, for Manchester United to even accept 25 million, doing Betis a real favour there. But Betis don't want to pay anything else. By the way, they haven't agreed personal terms with Antony yet either. So Antony's not agreed personal terms with Real Betis, not got to that stage yet. And Antony wants paying out 6 million in wages from Manchester United. He wants his next 2 years' salary paid out in severance pay from Manchester United. United have said no. See you later. Real Betis could come in and make this happen. And I've said, no, see you later. Antony is ruining it for himself. It's now looking like Antony's the problem rather than Manchester United and Real Betis. I'm not letting Betis off the hook here. I went in on them last night. It's like, I'm sorry, Manchester United have a valuation of Antony at 40 million. You've already accepted that you want the player. You've already been offered 25 million, so to pay 6 million more and make it just over 30 million, get your hand in your pocket, otherwise the player isn't going anywhere. And on Antony's side of things, he has to drop his wages still for Real Betis to be able to afford him. So they're talking about all of this and withdrawing their offer, and they've still not agreed personal terms with a player that's actually demanded another 6 million off Manchester United. God help them when they go into negotiations with Antony then, and there's only 2 days left of this window. Fabrizio Romano has come out and said, in my experience in the transfer window, this deal will still get done. I don't see how. I don't see how, unless Manchester United lose an absolute fortune, is the only way that Antony leaves for Real Betis this summer. Are United going to be suckers and actually succumb to what Real Betis wants? That's the big question in this now. There's nothing else really to discuss. They cannot afford him. Stop going in for him then if you can't afford the player. Manchester United are right with the valuation of Antony. He just tore it up in La Liga and they don't want to pay for him. If they'd have saved all the money that they've spent on the other players they brought in this summer already, Real Betis, they'd have been able to afford the best player that they had last season, who wasn't even theirs because he was on loan from Manchester United. But no, they wanted to shaft Manchester United. So as a fan right now, my personal opinion on this is I want to shaft Real Betis and not sell Antony. And you know what? I really don't care what Antony's position is either right now. I'd let him rot in Manchester United's reserves alongside the other freedom fighter. Let them go into the Turkish and Saudi Pro League transfer deadline day and have a real think about what they want to do with their careers. Manchester United should stand firm and tell Betis where to go. And Antony, you absolute clown. Again, another one. How many times have I said that this transfer window about players? But get a grip, son. Seriously. It's disgraceful what he's doing right now. He's got 2 years left of wages that he actually still wants paying for. He's not performing at Manchester United or playing for Manchester United to want them wages. Yeah, you could say contractually he is obligated to get them wages, and that should be paid by Manchester United. They're the ones who want to sell him. Well, no. Manchester United, actually, with Antony right now, he's the one who wants to leave for Real Betis. If Manchester United could do a deal with another football club, then maybe Antony's wages and the severance can be paid off. Maybe there's a deal to be made, but Real Betis don't even want to make that up. So United are quite within their rights to stand their ground. It's like, yeah, we'll pay you. We'll pay you. We're not going to let you go, though, but you can still be paid by Manchester United. So if he's bitching about his wages, then it's all on Antony, it would seem, and he has to be the one now that makes the decision around his future and where he actually wants to go. I think this is where this has obviously got into murky waters and complications. But like I said last night, I'm going to go back to exactly what I said last night. Real Betis have had 3 months to come out and get this deal sorted. 3 months to sort this out. We have got 2 days left of the transfer window, near enough. We could say 3 with the whole day of Monday. But why are we in this position now? Why have you not agreed personal terms with Antony now? And why have you not come forward before and offered to pay the severance, or not offered to pay the severance as it is right now? If you're not willing to pay this, then this would have been obviously on the table before. They would have known about this, and now they haven't. They've tried to absolutely backdoor Manchester United here and absolutely, shaft us royally. It's the only way I could describe it. Because with what they're doing here, they're just hoping that United buckle on the last stage of the window. I honestly really hope now, at this stage, that Antony is stuck and he doesn't get the move. I don't want to do this deal with Real Betis. There's no point in doing it because we're going to lose out either way. Make Antony suffer. I'd rather suffer by having Antony in and paying his wages still for doing nothing, because he's not on as much because we're not in the Champions League. I'd make a stance on this right now and say, look, there you go. You've got Turkey and you've got Saudi. You missed the opportunity. You had 3 months to sort this. And because you come in right now at the end of the window and try to do this and force to move away and claim you want all of these wages now, you can sit in the reserves, mate. You can sit on the sideline doing absolutely nothing for me. I don't care right now. I'm sick to death of these players and player power completely destroying this football club. I've had enough of them. And as a fan, and everything, like I said last night, the people losing their jobs at Manchester United and fans having to pay more money. And you've got players like this actually demanding getting paid out up to $6 million to leave the football club and still want them wages after being part of one of the worst teams that this club has ever seen. It does my head in. And I'm only speaking as a fan right now. And I'm just going to be honest to everybody. That for me is where I am at. I understand the complications and the financials and obligations, contractual agreements and everything like that. But from a fan perspective, again, this is why we don't want these players here at this football club. And we really, honestly, right now, have a great chance to make a stance here and get the fans, I feel, on board. And if I'm Ineos and I'm Manchester United, I'm looking at this. Keep him. Keep him at the club. We don't need to sell him. He'll make a move. He'll force a move, and he'll be out of here by January. You might have to be paying for a player, and it's counterproductive. Obviously, a player that you've not got that you've got there, but you can't use or won't use. Look, it doesn't matter anymore. We're about to lose a shed load of money anyway because we're not getting the right value. We still owe money for him, and he still wants paying off. I'm sorry. No is the answer to it. Because, if you break it down, if United do pay off this severance pay for Antony, we are set to make approximately, what does that work out at? About 19 million quid for Antony. 19 million. That's what United are set to make. We still owe 33 million for him. So I would rather have the player there, knowing that he's not going to get away with it anymore, and pay his wages weekly, rather than lose that value off him. I know his value is going to diminish, but at this point, I think maybe just loan him out again in January, or just take a cheaper option in January. You've got to punish the player. I do believe, though, if United made a stance today and said no to Real Betis, they'll come back in and something will happen. Antony will lose that severance pay. He'll do something, and an agreement will be made. And I think that's where Romano is at with this right now. And like I said in his video last night, in my experience of the transfer market and the transfer window, this deal still gets done. I'm not that confident. Lee Cape Town, thank you so much. 5 gifted memberships and then a super chat on top of that. Absolutely mega, my friend. Morning, Adam, and all the beautiful people. He is a greedy boy. He should rot in the reserves. Let's show him Manchester is not Ajax. We're not desperate. I think actually I'm going to gauge this right now. Let's get into the chat and see where everyone's at. Talk to me about Antony. What would you do? What would you do, everybody, right now? This is what we were talking about when we say money has ruined football, says Dad Sweets. Bigley says, if the sale doesn't happen, he'll go to Saudi. Stop pandering to Betis. Agree with that again. V says, other clubs will come for Antony in January. Let him rot on the bench. Agree with that one again. What's the point of selling him if we still have to pay out his full salary? The point. I think everybody's right on this page here with this one. I think they've just had enough. Man United have the upper hand as it's a World Cup year. If he wants in Brazil's squad, he will need to leave to be played. Yep, that is also there. And I think I've mentioned this a few times, that Antony is really pushing. He's just made it back into the Brazil squad and needs to be playing football. Honestly, he's not played all summer, and I'm happy for him to just be doing nothing right now. I'm sick to death of it. As a fan, I am anyway. Betis never had money. This just desperate way to get us to loan him to them. I wouldn't. I'd send him elsewhere. I'd tell him right now, you're going somewhere else. You can go and play football. We'll sanction the move away now from this point. No problem. But you're not going to Betis. That's it. Simple as. Why would you want to move him on and lose a shed load of money? This is going to affect Manchester United and everything else that they're doing. I don't think they're going to do it. Facts, Real Betis have bought players, yet they don't have the money now. Exactly like Leo says. Let's be honest, we're all waiting for United to have their pants pulled down. Leo is on a full downer at the moment. I'll get you on the call in later, Leo, when we smash Burnley this afternoon. Come on, United. We'll see. Yeah, match day is here. Don't forget, we've got that to deal with today as well, everyone. Players on too much money? Question mark. It was 10 years ago, but it's been allowed to continue to go up. Football will die within 10 years if this continues. My issue is the agents. I've always had an issue with agents, and it will always be the same. I think they are ruining football with their demands, with what they can take, their cuts from transfers, and everything that they're doing. You only have to look at the Mainoo situation right now to know that this is purely agent-driven. Quickly, by the way, what the hell is wrong with us when Chelsea can get 15... Let's just break this down right now, okay? If United succumb to Real Betis, Manchester United are about to sell a player permanently who scored, 9 goals? 9 goals in what many games last season? How many goals last season? 9 goals in about 20-something appearances, with all of the assists and everything else that's going on. Honestly, right now, you look at this. Manchester United, if they pay off Antony and they take the bid that Real Betis have got on the table right now, like I said before, it's 90 million. That's £4 million more than what Chelsea are getting for a loan fee from Bayern Munich for Nicholas Jackson. So a guy that's tore it up and changed everything about Real Betis last season Everything that he has done there, compared to what Jackson did at Chelsea, and Chelsea are about to get £15 million for a loan fee. Yes, a loan fee. Not even a full transfer to take Nicholas Jackson away from Chelsea. And Manchester United are going to succumb to Betis and make this happen. I honestly do not know what's happening right now. I really don't. Sorry, someone is desperately trying to get hold of me here. Ringing me. What is going on? Bear with me a second. Sorry, everyone. I think it's with Alfie's Football. Right, sent a message. Needs must. Just on that, live YouTube, gotta love it. Just on that, like looking at that deal that Chelsea have got for Nicholas Jackson compared to where Manchester United are at, it just goes to show when you're successful and things are happening and you're in a winning side and everybody is moving forward, like compare that to Manchester United, no European football, nothing actually going on or nothing positive going on, and look where we are with our players. Oh my God, it's embarrassing. And you know what? I think this has proved to everybody what situation Manchester United are in this summer, and the players that we're actually dealing with, the players that we're actually coping with for the crap management of what went on before at Manchester United. I think it's put it all in perspective. Like even with Nicholas Jackson, a player that's not wanted at a football club, Chelsea, because they're successful and are winning things, are able to get deals like that over the line. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And how football is changing in the transfer market. And Manchester United with Antony, I think, quite clearly shows, again, when you've not got the right people working for you and you've not got the right people doing the jobs in certain positions, especially in the higher roles at football clubs, then, damn, it can go completely south. And that's where Manchester United are at with this. Going back to the agent side and Mainoo. And Mainoo is a big, big problem. Because this weekend, obviously, everyone's watching what's going to happen. Ruben Amorim, after he spoke last night in his embargoed version, again, it was more riddles and rhymes coming out of Ruben. He really does look like he looks like a lost manager at the moment at this football club. The only thing that's going to save Ruben right now, and he actually said it last night, is winning games. Forget about what happened. That's in the past. Journalists were asking him about players, how you manage to keep that player on track after a bad result, how you try and get them to think and change their mentality, not to think back to the negative. You just have to forget it. People, you just have to forget it and move forward and go to the next game. The next game is today against Burnley, and he needs a win today. Otherwise, he's going to be out on his ass. I think if he loses today or he doesn't get the win today, I think he's gone, personally. I do. That's how I see the situation. You cannot carry on like this at Manchester United. I want him to work and get rid of all of these players, and I want him to be there for another 2 years and see out his contract. I really do. I'm in a position right now that I've not been in before as a United fan, where the talk is as heavy as it's ever been about a manager leaving, and we're used to this, but still, I don't want him to go. I want him to be successful at United. I want to give him time. But I know the pressure is going to move him on. I know the pressure is going to take its toll. This is the problem we've got right now with Ruben Amorim. But again, when you look at the match today, you look at everything that's involved in this match today, the Mainoo situation, everything that's going on, and when you look at Manchester United's goalkeeping situation, like all of it all together, it is just quite scary. It is. You will also see, regarding the Antony stuff as well, everybody, posting pictures, having meals with his family, living his lavish lifestyle and everything like that. Again, social media winding the fan base up. This just is... That's normal now, isn't it? This is what we got to deal with. This is what we got to deal with as Manchester United fans. So... there's so much riding on today's game and so much that everybody's looking at. First of all, the starting lineup, the goalkeeper situation. By the way, on Sen Lamens, Romano said that in the next hours, Manchester United will submit their bid. So it does look like United are going to buy a goalkeeper. So on Sen Lamens and that situation, that is a positive right now. It looks like United are all in. Royal Antwerp actually had an agreement with Manchester United, but then when Galatasaray came in, it didn't force. Royal Antwerp took the opportunity to up the price, and United reluctantly, I'm probably going to do that, going off what Romano has said. So, confidence from Romano and Manchester United. Over the weekend, Manchester United will sign Sen Lamens, and he's going to be a United player. So, we just have to get through this weekend, everybody, with what's going to happen in goal at Manchester United. God knows what he's going to do. I fully expect Altay Bayındır to be in net today. If he puts Andre Onana in net today, he's the bravest man in the world. That's Ruben Amorim. He is really saying to the Manchester United fans, I don't care. And this is what's going to kill him, because if Andre Onana goes in goal today and anything happens, he loses. And he lost a lot of faith from a lot of United fans on Wednesday when he started Andre Onana. The fans won't forget that. You'll have the hardcore fans that say, no matter what, look, he's just mixing it up in the squad. He's got to give his players a chance. No. There's no reason to play Andre Onana. He lost us that game. We were crap. But the goals that we conceded were Andre Onana's fault. Simple as. We could have stopped them before, and we could have stopped the shots happening. But a simple task to do for a goalkeeper. And Ruben picked up on it as well, just on the first goal alone. At the second goal, well, let's not even go there. Ruben played him, though. And that's the thing. And that's what a lot of United fans will look at. You've had disaster after disaster after disaster, and he keeps on playing him. So what the fans will look at here is, it's like, well, Cobby's not been that bad. He's not been great, but he's not been as disastrous as Andre Onana. But what he keeps getting chances. Bruno Fernandes hasn't been great this season, but he keeps playing. So why are you keeping Cobby out, but still playing the other crap players? Why are you still playing Dalot and bringing Dorgu off the pitch the other night? Why are you playing Mason Mount at left wing back? Well, do you know what I mean? All of these questions the fans are asking. And then if you start Onana today, and you don't get a result. Like, there's not getting a result and putting Bayındır back in, right? Yeah, it might not be as bad. But if you put Onana in today and we lose this game, he's done. He's done. I think that's it. I'm not saying that's my personal preference and what I want to happen. I just look at that and I say that the fan base won't forgive him for that. I'm pretty certain there's one man in charge who can stop the calamitous Andre Onana being in goal. There's even a point where you could say, if you're worried about crosses with Altay Bayındır, there's a way you can stop that. And that's by putting Tom Heaton in goal. But he's ballsy enough to make some big calls in one direction, but not the other, I think, Ruben Amorim. And today is an absolutely massive day for him. And personally, him, like the club, overall, the fans, and what we're hoping and what we're praying for. But for Ruben today, absolutely huge. And if he does not make the decision, the minimum that he can do or has to do is play Bayındır in goal today. If he doesn't, oh wow, God help him, honestly, because we know. I can actually remember back to 2 seasons ago when Bayındır dropped to clanger against Burnley, I think, in a Premier League game at Old Trafford. I don't even want to talk about him. In terms of the other stuff and other problems that Manchester United have got, Romano last night reiterating, this is exactly what Romano said last night as well regarding Mainoo. I want your opinions in on this now. Where do Manchester United go? Coming to the chat on all of that, the goalkeeper and Mainoo now. But Mainoo has again asked Manchester United to let him leave on loan. This came right after Amorim's press conference. Amorim letting our technically gifted midfielders go is madness. He doesn't want to let Mainoo go. He wants Mainoo to stay. He's a big part of the team. They need him. Ruben was saying all of this in the press conference. But the fact that Mainoo, after this press conference, after Ruben Amorim said that, has come out again, and according to Romano, said that he wants out. He wants to leave Manchester United on loan. Good God. Good God. What do we do with this today? How does Ruben even approach this? Does Mainoo come into the side today? How weak will Ruben look? I think Ruben's going to stubbornly not play Mainoo today. I don't think he's bothered. I think he's standing up here. But all anyone will think, it's a lose-lose situation. It's a lose-lose one with Ruben Amorim today, because if he plays Mainoo, he's going to look weak. There's a bigger picture to it, and Cobby wasn't our worst player against Grimsby by a mile, but still, if he plays Cobby today, it looks like the pressure is told and he's losing his grip. Player power wins again. That's how it looks today, so I can't see him playing him. And I don't think he's bothered. He's going to wind Cobby up even more and his people, because we said last night in the CAA, the agency who run Cobby Mainoo, they did the same thing with Dean Henderson. They're going to keep leaking crap out. And by the way, anyone who's telling me that I'm driving some agenda against, I know a comment came up yesterday on my live stream, I'm not driving any agenda against Cobby Mainoo. I just don't think he's worth the wages that his agency think he should be on. And that's been my whole point all the way along. And it's come out again now. It's not 180 grand a week wages for Cobby Mainoo. It's 200 grand a week wages for Cobby Mainoo. And this is their agency driving this home. And if he doesn't play today, then expect an absolute avalanche of backlash, leaked stories, and all sorts of crap news coming out in the media because of Cobby Mainoo's agents and his representatives trying to run then Mainoo against United negative, or United against Mainoo negative, Ruben Amorim against Mainoo narrative, not negative, narrative. That, I think, is, again, and I think Cobby Mainoo right now sums up every single problem that this football club has got. It does, in so many ways. You look at Cobby, honestly, right now, everyone, I'm not having a go at Mainoo. I'm not. I love the kid. I think he's got a ceiling beyond what people actually think he's got. I think he's an absolute quality player. I want him to stay. I want him to be in there, in that midfield for Manchester United. I want him to be the one that we're finding somebody to buy in the summer to go and play with. That's what I want. I want him there. I think he's a great player. He's lost his way in the middle of an absolute storm at Manchester United. And what's happened over the last year with Ineos coming in, Ten Hag, then Ruben, this mess where we're at right now. He just got lost, like a lot of players. I would love to see Cobby Mainoo in a normal season. Like normal season, no drama at all. But it's just a circus every single year with United. And you just don't know the real colours of players or what they can really do. And you're always judging off-field antics and situations against what's actually happening on the pitch. I said it before, I want all the crap gone just so I can judge Ruben properly without having an excuse of what's going on behind the scenes. Because already, before today started, what are we talking about? We're talking about, the pressure of playing Cobby Mainoo, what's going to happen after the game, does he pick Andre Onana, what's going to be written in the press, Ruben Amorim's press conference from Friday, what's he going to say afterward, like all of the circus around the game. Can we not just look at a game and say, I'd rather be playing him? I think in this formation, he might work well. I can see him having a good game today. This player's a threat for Burnley. Do you know what normal football talk? We can't have it at United because it's just a bleeding circus around it and everything else takes over. We should be talking about the game today. All we're doing is walking up to that game later, shit scared about what might happen after the game. With Ruben, with Cobby, with the transfers of Antony and everything else that's going on. What's going to be written by the media, how many different pundits are going to be laughing at Manchester United, what banter we're going to get from opposition fans. We're going to have people like Gabriel Banglaho laughing at us, and we're taking a stick and getting wound up on social media. Paul Mason having his say, Jamie O'Hara having it. You know what I mean? We're an absolute laughingstock right now as a football club, and we just need some normality back at Old Trafford. It's just not going to come, and this is the really annoying thing about it. Cobby Mainoo right now, and what's happening, him wanting to go on loan. I'm not having that at all. I don't like him for this. I really don't. And you can say that that's just a fan in you coming out, Adam, and saying this and lashing out. Yeah, fair enough. But no, I know what I'm thinking about here. And he is against Ruben Amorim. That's why he wants a loan out. He's waiting for the next manager to come in. And I don't like it. I really don't. You knuckle down and get on with it. If you are a Man United fan, then you forget about England. Because until it's sorted on the pitch at your football club, you shouldn't even be thinking about England. And this is what his reps are pushing. And in that piece that we said yesterday, where his representatives, his agency, are telling him he needs to play a certain amount of games because he needs to be in the England squad in the World Cup, you have to be playing. So let's try and get a loan. Let's try and get a loan 3 days before the market shuts when United have got no chance at all of finding a replacement for you. Fabian Hertzler said, yeah, even with 100 million, yeah, you could maybe come to the table and negotiate it for Carlos Baleba, this is. But he's still confident that Carlos Baleba is going to stay. And right now, Manchester United are in a position where it's Cobby Mainoo gone and nobody else coming in. Or Kobbie Mainoo stays and he's unhappy and we don't get anything out of him because he's seen his ass, and Ruben is too stubborn, and we know he's stubborn. He won't play Kobbie Mainoo just because of this. So the fallout is going to continue. And I brought up the example of what Jamie Carragher was saying about Fernando Torres wanting that move in the summer to Chelsea. And then for 4 months leading up to January, when Chelsea did get Fernando Torres and Liverpool did succumb and sell him, he said it was 4 months of hell. Ruben cannot afford 4 months of hell with Kobbie Mainoo and all of this negativity. He's got enough problems with everything else going on the pitch. A decision needs to be made this weekend with Kobbie, and made quickly. Get him out, do what you've got to do, or get rid of Ruben and bring somebody else in who's going to play Kobbie. Honestly, that should not be happening at this football club. But it all goes down to what I just said. Like, we can't even talk about a football game normally anymore because of all of this crap going on around the football team and the manager. It's horrible. It's horrible as a Manchester United fan to talk this way, and I just don't know how they deal with this situation. Just like if someone comes in and offers a big amount of money, then sell Kobbie Mainoo and just go all out and go and get Carlos Baleba, go and slap £110 million on the table to Brighton, to make it impossible for them. Are they even going to succumb to that, though? I don't think they will. I'm hoping they would do, but I don't think they will. That I think is why I'm probably not really looking forward to going to Old Trafford today. The build-up and everything else, I love match days, but the game and the club and everything, it's put a real sour taste in my mouth right now. Academy players not wanting to be at Manchester United and play under this manager, but instead of knuckling down and grinding it out, they just want to move away so they don't look like the bad people. But they still want to come back. I still love United. I want to come back. I just don't want to play for you now. When did football turn into this, where players could choose what they wanted to do because things weren't good enough or not what they wanted? Like, Kobbie's not happy with the situation, so I'm going to leave this. Let's just put a pin in this, my whole United career, and then come back later when everything's calmed down. I cannot get that out of my head. I cannot get that out as a United fan of my head and think, what the actual going on? How? And you can see like the frustrations. Like I struggle to talk about it simply because I'm a United fan, passionate United fan, as you know. But how does a player who loves this football club want to take a year out from Manchester United? That for me is the worst bit. And I understand he's not happy, Ruben, Bruno, all of that. You don't know, do you? Is it just me? That shouldn't be the way. That cannot be the way that Man United players think. And this is why I hate agents, because I know this isn't really Kobbie. I know it. I'm really confident that this isn't the case. And this isn't Kobbie speaking or thinking this way. And it is all about the agents and the greed of the agents. They're thinking that they can market Kobbie Mainoo at the World Cup and everything that's going on. Donald Trump said it's going to be the biggest World Cup ever. The investment from America going into this World Cup. All the agents are seeing is pound signs, pound signs, pound signs. That's it. Market Kobbie. He's back in the England. Look what we did. We got him away from United, and now he's playing back in Tuchel's England squad in the World Cup. And they're going to take all of the praise for that. Forget about the clubs. Forget about the clubs and what they need and what's happening right now. The managers need it, and the fans. What about the fans? Kobbie will never be the same again at Manchester United. I will never look at Kobbie Mainoo the same way if he does this. I can't. Inside me, I can't, because inside, like I just said there, that's how I feel right now. You want to, in our time of need, you want to ditch us and leave Man United, and you're 20. You've got a whole career ahead of you, and you want to leave now. This is not how football works. It should never work this way. Honestly, it really, really, I think, what's the right word I'm looking for here? It sort of depresses you as a football fan. Thinking that this is how players are going to act and how they're going to feel like they can run the football. United need to make a stance with this. And if it is Kobbie Mainoo staying, and Ruben dragging him into his office and having a full-on sit-down chat with him, I would prefer that to happen. I want Ruben there, I want Kobbie there. and I want them to work it out, and I want United to try and get over this mess. But maybe after the transfer window, these conversations will be had. I don't know. We've got plenty to talk about, and I'm coming to the chat now on all of this. Sorry, I've gone a little bit of a fan rant there, I'm afraid. It's match day, and I can feel the passion starting to run through me right now, and my worries and concerns are always going to be there. But it goes to show Rasmus is a man with integrity. Rasmus Hojlund is about to complete a £43 million deal and go to Napoli. I'm like, how are we scraping the barrel for all of these other players? And then one of the worst performers last season, Rasmus Hojlund, credit to him, his effort, professionalism, everything like that, but he was one of the worst performers last season for Man United in his position. How can we get 43 million quid for him? It's again like the madness of the transfer window throws up surprises all the time. Antony, who smashes it, we can't get bleeding 20 million quid for some strange reason. Rasmus, who does nothing, we're getting 43 million quid for. Yeah, go figure. And he's going to go and challenge in the Champions League and for titles, playing with some of the best players in the world. You know, it's like only at United. Al says, a matter of trust perhaps, but Anana can't play. 100% Ant. Roz, send the message, put Heaton in there. Yep, that would send a clear message. I would love him to do that today. Put Sancho and Antony on the bench and warm up all game. Yeah, John, that's it. So warm up in front of the fans so they can take the shh off the fans. On the side of the pitch, yeah. But then again, you're taking positions away from maybe quality players from the academy coming through, so we can't win, can we? Sit Cobby down with the coach and get guys in charge. And the guys in charge, talk it out. If they think he is a part of their future, they owe him that much. If he isn't, move on. I'm sure these conversations have been going on. No, Roz, I cannot see a world where Ruben, and how meticulous and how detailed he is in everything that he does, has not sat down and given Cobby, or had a chat with Cobby Mainoo. It just doesn't come across that way. Look, we don't know. We don't know what happens behind closed doors, and there's always two sides to the story, and that's why we broke it down the way we did yesterday. With Cobby's side and Ruben and United's side. There's an argument for Cobby in this. There really is. I get it. And I would be pissed off as well if I was him, looking at what Ruben's done, how he's shaking it up in the transfer window and put Bruno where he is. I would be. But I just wouldn't ditch my boyhood club because I'm not getting the amount of game time I thought I would at the start of a season, and we're only 3 games in. Let's not forget, like, Cobby Mainoo has played more minutes in these 3 games than other players at Manchester United this season. He's had more minutes near enough than Benjamin Sesko, who's just been brought in for 73 million with that 1 full game against Grimsby. He's had more minutes than Joshua Zirkzee as well. So, I mean, give it a few games. I know the window's closing and that's why this is happening, but surely you would think, like, no, this is Man United. I love Man United. This is my boyhood club. I'm a fan. Like, why would you want to leave? And then you bring up the likes of Scott McTominay. And you know what? Scott always got pushed back. I always criticised him. I criticised him. Every single fan criticised Scott McTominay at one point. But what did he do? He just went back and waited, worked hard, took his chance when it came around, and now he got his move away after working hard at Manchester United and acting like a professional footballer throughout his career. And now he's winning the trophies and getting the accolades he probably hard work deserves. But if you don't work hard and grind your way back into a football team, then you are going to be seen as that, not so much a turncoat, but a quitter. That's what Cobby's going to be seen as for me. He's a quitter if he leaves United now and wants to come back. You can't have the best of both. This is your life. This is a footballer. You went into this life knowing that you were going to play for one of the biggest football clubs on the planet, and it wasn't going to be easy. And now it's got tough after 1 full season. When you combine both his first seasons together and the amount of games he's played, he wants to leave for a bit and then come back. Football just doesn't work like that for me. And you can call me old school all you want. You really can. I just don't like it. It doesn't sit well with me at all. We've supported the club despite people at the top being involved and despising them. He's been paid and claims to care and can't do the same for us, says Greg. Fair point, Greg. We allowed this, Adam, or rather the Glazers, etc. We didn't allow it, mate. We didn't allow it. We're football fans and we have no say whatsoever in what happens at our football club. No matter what people say, like you can protest, you can do this, you can do that. It doesn't matter what we do. And they know it doesn't matter what we do. If we leave and we don't come back, someone else comes in and watches anyway and makes more money for the football club that way. If we protest, then it gathers more media attention. It puts more hype on the game. It gets more TV cameras there. More things happen. United probably earn more money from it because other people want to be there. This is the crazy way that Manchester United are. Even in decline, we earn a fortune. We just don't know how to work the money. We just don't know how to make the most of it. It's absolutely crazy. Let's just see. Mainoo will play because Burnley play compact with a low block. Mainoo can find his way through. Again, I don't know what's going to happen today. Who's going to play? Who's going to be in the team? Adam, there's nothing wrong with a player prioritising his career over the club. Yes, there is, mate. I mean, come on, really? Prioritising his career over a club. Is it not the club that makes the career and gives him the career in the first place? That nurtured him through the academy? I brought him in. Honestly, you make no sense whatsoever there, mate. I get it, you've got your opinion. And like I said, there's two sides to this story. You can be with it, or I'm just being honest with where I'm at right now. We're on our arse and he wants to leave. You cannot sugarcoat it any other way. That's it. He doesn't like what's happened and he wants out. All right. So commit to that. Be sold. Tell the club, sell me for the highest price. There's no coming back from it for me. That's the problem we've got right now with Kobe. That's how it seems. Ian, thank you so much, mate. 5 gifted memberships. Absolute legend. Really appreciate that. But make sure that you do thank Ian in the chat, please, everybody, if you have been gifted one of them memberships. Absolutely brilliant from him. For the Burnley game today, you may not be looking forward to it. But I have got an opportunity for you to earn some money off it as well. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to pop a link in the chat. I'm just going to pin it to the top. So you've got it. There it is, everybody, in the live chat. If you are watching later on and playing catch-up, then it's the top link in the description on this video. That's my fantasy football league. It is weekly and a prize every single week. Prize pot, £100 this weekend for the Burnley game today. So all you got to do is pick 6 players from the game and normal fantasy football rules apply. The team with most points from their 6 players and what happens in today's game takes the pot, takes the win. And there's prizes for the first, second and third. So earn yourself a quick buck today. This is our very own community fantasy football league. Everyone's been asking me why I've not got a fantasy league. We were developing this and we've developed this game ourselves so you can win weekly instead of having to wait a full season. So get on that link in the chat. Make your team. Only costs £2 to enter your team in. And being with a chance. There are a few people in there right now. I want to get as many in as I possibly can today and just have something else to look forward to. There will be a feed along with the actual game itself, so all the match events are popping up on the screen there with it as well, all on that link. Go get onto that. Dead easy to put your team in as well, everybody. So thanks again, everybody who has done already, but get to that. Give yourself a chance of winning today. Also, by the way, everybody, Match Bingo, as you can see, QR code on your screen today. Buy your Match Bingo tickets for as little as £2. Have a bit of banter with your mates at the game and play bingo while watching United beat Burnley today. Come on, United. Again, yes, I'm going to keep saying it. Get involved with that today, everybody. Match Bingo, even with a chance of winning up to £250 in today's game. Match events, playing bingo, watching United. I'm trying to make the match day better for everybody. Give yourself something to look away from watching Manchester United's goalkeeping performance or something like that. A QR code on your screen right there, or link in the description, everybody. Match Bingo, big offers today, including the promo code FUTV. Boost your sales by 200%. Match offer today, everybody. In the promo code section, FUTV, all caps. Get onto that now and get 200% extra in your account and chance of winning in that game, everybody. It's on. By the way, 4 tickets, 5 tickets for the price of 4 as well if you buy 4 tickets. £2 a ticket and being with a chance of winning near £300. What have you got to lose? You are missing out if you haven't already. The mods are putting the links in for Match bingo as well. I'll keep the pinned up fantasy football one because that's new for us this weekend. But yeah, get involved in them as well, everybody. Jadon Sancho, everyone. Wanted to update you on him. And the Roma manager, Gian Gasperini, has been talking about Jadon Sancho. This is the latest on him. Obviously, we have to talk about Sancho because we are 3 days away from the window shutting. There hasn't been as much drama around Sancho over the last couple of days. Obviously, you've got Garnacho done. You've got Rasmus Hojlund pretty much done. And Antony's saga, Kobe Mainoo, Jadon Sancho, forgotten man, really. He always is. He just sneaks under the radar, doesn't he? But this is what Roma manager Gian Gasperini has been talking about the possibility before Monday's deadline of signing Jadon Sancho. He said, when asked about Jadon Sancho, Coach Gasperini told reports via Sky Italy, if you have the number, call him. You've written about everything and more. I don't know what the margins are, and you should never beg anyone. I mean, you can see what he means by that as well, can't you? It's certainly a possibility, but it's also a huge opportunity for them. If you think like this, it becomes an advantage for everyone. Otherwise, not. If he understands it, it makes sense. Otherwise, he'll stay where he is. Again, it all looks like it's coming down to personal terms, coming down to money, and Jadon Sancho wanting more than what Roma can afford. And unfortunately, for Manchester United right now, Jadon Sancho still hasn't decided whether Roma are offering enough. They're going back in and they're trying to convince him. And like the manager says there, it's a great opportunity for him, but we're never going to beg a player to come. If you're having to go out of your way to bring him in several times, then there's something wrong. And I think that's the stance that Roma have got on this right now. They are going to try again and they're going to try and make something happen for him, but they're not going to beg Jadon Sancho to come to their football club. I think there will be another offer comes in, and if he doesn't accept that offer, then I think Sancho to Roma will officially be off. I think that's what we're looking at right now. In terms of people say, how is Big Up paid out, mate? It will be paid directly to you, buddy. The winner will be contacted by Big Up, and then you will be paid out to your account. That's how it's going to work. Sorry, I should have said that before. The payouts will be instant as well, so make sure that you do get your team in. If you are a winner, all of your information that you put in email-wise, you will be contacted and then paid through there. However, you prefer being paid as well. I should say that. Sancho keeps poking sticks into everyone. It's like a virus, innit? Like Sancho, Antony, all of these players at Manchester United. It's just like, what's going on? Why can't we get rid of these players? What is happening? And someone brought up Rasmus Hojlund before and we touched on it. But credit to Rasmus Hojlund on this. The details, just to go into it again if you haven't heard, is Manchester United have agreed a deal with Napoli now for Rasmus Hojlund on a season-long loan. There is minor details to cover regarding his existing salary, but that's been negotiated professionally with Rasmus Hojlund, by the way. Not like Sancho, not like Antony. Loan fee of £5.2 million for Manchester United, with conditional obligation to buy for £38 million if Napoli qualify for the Champions League next season. Now, I've looked into this again, trying to find it, and this is the Athletic reporting this. They're not talking about, and this is the Athletic, so they're not talking about this being a appearance-based obligation either now. That seems to have gone. Now, I think there will be an appearance thing in there because that has been written as well. But every single report that they're looking at right now is if Napoli qualify for the Champions League, Rasmus has gone, and this is what's convinced him that he is part of the long-term projects at the football club. Napoli will, with the players that they have got, qualify for the Champions League. So we can pretty much say that Manchester United have just made 43 million quid off Rasmus Hojlund. And 2 years ago, we paid £64 million for him, and we thought was one of the biggest disastrous transfers in the club's history. So, credit where it's due. Manchester United, at the end of this season, with not having to pay for Rasmus Hojlund in his wages, because Napoli are covering that, will actually turn a small PSR profit on the transfer of Rasmus Hojlund. Who'd have thought? Madness, eh? And you compare Rasmus to Sancho and Antony. Elche, by the way, and the loan deal for Malacia look like that is going through, and that will be finalised very, very soon. No fee for Malacia. His wages are off the book again. If you think about it, though, Rasmus plus Malacia wages off the books at Manchester United this season equate to around about 7-8 million quid. So yeah, if you get Antony gone, there's another 8 million quid there. 16 million. Sancho gone, another 8 million on top of that. And you're over 20 million in wages. Add Marcus Rashford to that as well, 14. And you're looking in the region of 35, 36 million pounds worth of wages off United's books this PSR year. With them transfer fees that we're talking about as well on top, that United can go out and buy someone. All eyes on Lamens. That will happen this weekend. And whether United do dip in for a midfielder. It's getting a little bit desperate now, though, on that side of things. I cannot really say can't say it any other way. Please give the video a like, everybody, as well. We're just about to hit the 500 live like mark, which is epic. I thank you again, everyone in the chat. Lee Cape Town has just dropped a super chat. As much as I don't want Cobby to go. He's 20 years old. He needs to develop and play every week. Could get a much better player back after his loan stunt. I get what you're saying, Lee. I know, but it's like I still can't stomach it. I really can't. I'm old school. I understand what everyone's saying on that side of things, but I am old school. I'm sorry. I just think he's leaving us in our hour of need, and that for me is not what a United player should be doing. That's not United DNA, and that worries me. Please hit the subscribe button as well, everybody. Make sure that you do join the FUTV army. Make sure you click on all of the links and all of the descriptions in all the descriptions as well. Match Bingo, the fancy football that's on for today, everyone. Get onto that. Obviously, OK jerseys. Another training kit out here that I'm sporting today. That's the QR code on the screen and in the description. OK jerseys link. Thank you very much to them as well. And that's it. We're done for this morning, everybody. There won't be anything else coming up. I may put something up for road trip wise for the game later on, but we'll just see on that one. If I've got time, I will do something. But let's just look forward to the game now, and hopefully we have a good day and we can be a little bit more positive. Hopefully, that's all I'm saying. Cheers, everyone! Absolutely mega show this morning.